Cities are where the battle for sustainable development will be either won or lost. They consume more than 3/4 of the world's energy and produce around 70% of its greenhouse gas emissions. This week, Huawei and many other global companies are in one of those cities, Baku in Azerbaijan, for the annual International Climate Change Conference, COP29. Huawei's net zero campus solution, and for campus think any bite-sized chunk of a city from a shopping mall to a factory to an entire district, is harnessing digital power, AI and other innovations to accelerate sustainable transition, driving down energy use and using ICT to provide new technologies and business models. Optimised energy consumption, reduced carbon footprint and a thriving economy. The goal is net zero cities worldwide. Masamba Thioye is the head of a UN Climate Action Secretariat and hosted a forum at this year's Climate Change Conference about net zero cities. So I began by asking him for a definition.
A net zero city is a city that has reduced the maximum its GHG emission, and the remaining amount of GHG emission that it has not been able to reduce is offset by removal of CO2 from the atmosphere. But what is important here in the definition is that it has first to try as much as possible to reduce its GHG emission.
And how important is it that everyone works to the same definition so that where you start your city, where your city ends, is consistent across all countries?
Yeah, so it's very important to have the same definition of net zero city, that use the same standard, because otherwise we'll not be able to compare. So far, unfortunately, there is no, let's say, agreement on what a net zero city is, shared by everybody. But the most important thing is that in the compliance system, there are some ideas. ISO has developed a guideline that is currently being turned into standard. It is an ongoing work.
And in all this, technology is of course vital and increasingly important, in fact, in achieving net zero cities. How do you accelerate that contribution?
Technology will play a very important role, particularly digital technology. And this is because the most transformative type of climate and sustainability action are enabled by digital technology in cities. Just to give some example to illustrate, one thing is to shift from combustion car to electric vehicle. This is something good to do. It has to be done. But we need to ask the question, why do we need car at the first place? And the response is we need car because of mobility. We can ask the next question, can we leverage innovation to address the need for mobility with less car? And if you ask this question, we can see that there are responses such as using the digital technology from space, like GIS, GPS, remote sensing, for land use planning in cities and site selection, so that we can build a 15-minute city where most of the products and services are available at either walking distance or biking distance. By doing so, you disrupt the need for motorized transportation. So if we can access products and services without the need to be mobile, for example, if you can have e-learning to replace trip to school and building school, e-health to replace trip to a hospital, or digital services from municipalities to replace a trip to the town hall, this is even better. And this is only possible if we have connectivity. Now, we can see that this not only replaces trip to different places, but it also disrupts the need to build infrastructure. So in the West, most of this infrastructure are already in place, and the population is going down. So it means that if we use digital technology, it will not prevent the construction of additional infrastructure, because all the infrastructure that are needed are already in place. But in the global south, it's the complete opposite. The infrastructure that are needed to satisfy the needs of the people are not yet built. So it means that the global south will need to develop differently from the global north. They need to leapfrog using deeply digital technology, particularly connectivity. It's why I'm saying connectivity should be made available everywhere and to everyone in the global south.
So effectively, those technology companies such as Huawei and policymakers, the partnerships they have are going to be different, and the requirements they provide are different depending on what part of the world they're operating in. But it is a partnership.
Yeah, definitely we need to have a partnership, because we need innovative policy instrument, we need innovative financial instrument, we need innovative cooperative approach among nations, within nations, so that we can deploy at scale these digital technologies that are very much needed for a development of the global south that will leapfrog and not follow the same development paceway of the global north.
You're participating in a number of forums here at COP29 in Baku. There's a lot of agreement, a lot of commitments. Is there a risk that there's a lot of commitment to action rather than actual action itself?
I think we have problem at different level. We have a problem of ambition. We do not have enough ambitious commitment. We have also another problem. The commitments that have been made, although they are not enough ambitious, they are not fully implemented. So we have both a problem at the ambition level, but also a problem at the implementation level. And it is related to a large extent to the fact that we do not have a moonshot mindset. Most of the time when we are setting goal and target, we tend to set them on the basis of our understanding of what is possible. Most of the decision maker, we look at technologies that are already available, policies that are already implemented, the financial instruments that are available to them, and on the basis of that, they set their goal and target. And this is wrong, because goal and target should not be set on the basis of what is possible, but what is needed. And the gap between what is needed and what is possible is what innovation will fill. So if you do not do that, you do not provide space for innovation.
And is that the position we're in, you think? I mean, in other words, as we're here, are you confident that sustainable development will happen, cities will get to net zero, or do you think there is still that gap?
I believe that we will get there, but it requires reinventing everything, reinventing our industry, reinventing our economy, reinventing our society, more importantly, reinventing ourselves. And this is where actually we need to put a lot of effort to build the leadership of tomorrow that will be a caring leadership, a sharing leadership, and a daring leadership.